Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. I went through Game 2, Hawks versus Bulls, and I gotta tell you, it looks to me like a competition between who can hurt their team the most, between Carlos Boozer and Jamal Crawford. Well, let's throw Josh Smith in there as well because he's doing some serious damage for any Hawk hopes of winning the series. The whole point of this Atlanta offense is to try and get the Bulls defense to bite and help out one pass away. Watch how Keith Bogans has discipline, stays on his man, and when Marvin Williams penetrates, he doesn't come off. There's no lane, there's no help, and Marvin Williams is left to burp up a bad shot with no time on the shot clock. The Bulls got called for illegal defense a few times, and to explain what it is, see how Noah's feet are below the free throw line even though his man is above the free throw line. In this case, he's got to get above that free throw line or else they call an illegal defense. Derrick Rose gave Jeff Teague no respect by going underneath the screen, and there he just says thanks and hits a nice open jump shot. The Bulls offense suffered from timing and spacing issues all night. Here you'll see Derrick Rose do a UCLA cut, and when he gets back the ball and into the lane, Noah's going to cut right on top of him, and there's no space to make that pass. Watch Bogans guarding Joe Johnson in the corner. He's going to get a down screen and switch, but Dang and Boozer do not get on the same page, nobody jumps out, and he hits a really easy open shot. Here's the Atlanta Hawks motion offense at its best. Watch the back screen on Derrick Rose, who's not ready. They throw it up and T gets a layup. Beautiful. Same play on the other side of the court for Marvin Williams. This time Jeff Teague will set the back screen. He goes right to the basket. Beautiful layup. Another option out of this is to send the back screen cutter to the post, swing the ball to Horford, and then they hit Joe Johnson in the post against Bogans for a layup. I want you to watch how bad Jamal Crawford is on defense. Doesn't move his feet, doesn't take away the middle. Awful. Just watch Carlos Boozer on defense. He appears to be in his stance and you think he's doing well, but he really doesn't move well at all. He won't box out well here, so the tip goes to his man. And then when they come to his screen and roll, watch how he doesn't even move to help stop the ball. Just watches him make a layup. Horrible! And then on top of the fact that Jamal Crawford is an awful defender who will not help you on that end, when he takes shots like this and miss, there is no reason for him to be in the game. We've talked about this before and we thought he cleaned it up, but when he leaves his feet to make a pass, it's a very dangerous play that usually leads into a turnover. Watching Crawford run the point makes me wince in pain. Here he's going to shoot the ball with no pass, 18 seconds on the shot clock, and brick it. Watch him when the Bulls come right back down as he tries to do a playground attempt at stopping Derrick Rose. The Bulls defense was very active with their hands getting steals and deflections, and every loose ball seemed to go the Bulls' way no matter what happened. This keyed their offense as Rose can get right back down the court and he's going to get a wide open three that gets him going for the game. Did I mention that I wince in pain when I see Jamal Crawford backing down the court as a point guard? Here he just dribbles the ball out of bounds. Oh my goodness. Watch Marvin Williams take away the pass to Dang. They clearly know the play, and as a result, the entire Bulls offense shuts down. There's very little movement, they get a little screen and roll, but they ultimately get a very bad shot, all from taking away the first pass in the offense. Josh Smith competed with Jamal Crawford for who can hurt their team the most. Watch how he doesn't box out very well. Gibson gets a tip, they get the ball back. On the next shot, watch how he just turns, doesn't box out at all. The Bulls collapse on the ball, get the rebound, and get a foul. Terrible. He's clearly angry and not in the moment, and he makes a turnover on an awful spin move in the post. One of the bright spots for the Hawks was Jeff Teague. He played within himself, didn't try and do too much, and made the shot when it presented itself. Jamal Crawford is so bad, he has to play underneath the screen on the screen and roll for Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose can hit that shot all day. Here's something I discovered about Josh Smith I didn't know. He must be a hippie. Watch this "let the sunshine in" move as he lets Boozer score a layup on him. Watch Marvin Williams have no idea where the ball is, can't help on that screen and roll from the sideline, and Boozer gets another layup. Rose's ankle injury might have helped him a little bit as he was in control, didn't try and do too much, and watch how the guy flies by and he finishes a nice layup. The Bulls offense also was running pretty well at times. Here you'll see some very good ball movement side to side and a lot of good passing. Watch Marvin Williams though. He's going to turn the wrong way on that skip pass and Luol Deng gets right to the basket for a layup. Beautiful basketball. One can argue when Joe Johnson makes these isolation moves, it's bad because he'll take more of them. The one Hawk run in the second half came on a boneheaded turnover by Rose, and then an even more boneheaded play by Noah to foul him in the open court for an and one. Could be the headband, but I'm not a real big Josh Smith fan. After this little brush screen, he's going to step back and shoot an air ball from the post. The Hawks offense really bogged down. Notice how it gets stuck on one side of the floor. Joe Johnson standing in the weak side corner all by himself. It never gets over to the other side, and Josh Smith again does a spin move turnover. Really just awful game for him all night. This sequence sums up the entire game pretty well. The Bulls had a lot of energy, they closed out on the ball very nicely, had good position, and when the shot went up, they had a lot of good hustle to get the ball. Not only does Deng get that ball free, he sprints the floor, gets the ball back, and makes the layup. The only problem I have with Noah on defense is that he overhelps sometimes, and it could be because Carlos Boozer is on his team, but watch how Horford gets in the lane. He doesn't really have to come over there and double, and instead Smith gets the pass for a dunk. Here's an example where Atlanta does not run ice on the sideline screen and roll. Horford should be farther down to take away the penetration. Since he's not there, there's no weak side help, Rose gets a layup. You can't hide Jamal Crawford on defense. Here he's guarding Kyle Korver, and when the shot clock runs down, he doesn't close out and take away the shot, lets him shoot it and make it, and that almost ices the game. To make matters worse, he comes down, penetrates along the baseline where there's nothing and nowhere to go, and Noah just takes the ball away from him. And finally, Joe Johnson goes one-on-one again, and this time it's against Deng, who is a superior defender. Joe Johnson can get nothing into the lane and ends up taking a horrible shot. The Hawks never get closer again, and they never threaten, and the Bulls win. So there you have it, sports fans. Between Jamal Crawford and Josh Smith, the Hawks have no chance of winning this series if they continue to play that way. I've never liked the way Jamal Crawford's played, and I don't think that he's going to have an integral role in the rest of the series. And I still think the Bulls have now taken control and have to win a game in Atlanta, and they can close it out in Chicago. Well, thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for lots more coming up on Beat Ball Breakdown. And don't forget, it's not a channel, it's a conversation.